Welcome to color lesson number 3, defining your color time. So I'm hoping that you went through the color quiz with ease. I hope that you had fun putting your pictures up, draping yourself, and that you have truly come to a decision, because this is decision time, defining your color time. Just as I have suggested you do that, I'm going to show you. We're going back to Nikki, and I'm going to show you how this all unraveled for her and how we defined her color time. So let's start with the eyes, which was the first question. So here we defined Nikki's eyes as the amber, warm, golden brown, which was a B, which equates to the sunset palette. Now, I'm actually going to pause for just a moment. Before I began this, I did ask Nikki the same questions that I asked you. What are those colors you gravitate toward? What are some of your favorite colors? Because that is really important to me. I want to know what kind of feelings do you have with colors? Because I want you, I so don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I hate those colors. So when I was having my conversation with Nikki, she did bring out one of her favorite colors in the sunset palette was the pesto. So that was kind of a clue for me that she enjoys some of those warmer colors. And I think there was other colors that came up. So then it was time for the hair color. And as you can see in the gray tone, you are going to have somebody who is cool, but somebody who is warm. And so I kind of purposely put that little picture above to show you a difference with some of the gray hair. So the picture above, that gal is definitely more cool, and I can just more of it's in her skin tone. She has that very, what word do I want? Very, very fair cool. And then the hair color is really more of a snow white. And as you can see with, and you could, sometimes when I say it's really, sometimes it can, I honestly understand this. It can be hard to discern what's a snow tone versus what's a creamy winter white. One of the clues for me with Nikki is you can see to the left under her eyes, her hair before it went gray had an auburn undertone. So that's why we went to her hair was in the creamy white versus that real snow silver white. So that's how I came to that decision. Then we came into the decision with her skin tone. And I'm looking on the quiz just so we're talking the exact same words here, is again, looking at the gal who's in the picture, Nikki's color tone was definitely more of a creamy white versus that real fair white, or she could even go into the beige tone, which I would say more of a light beige. She also has kind of a little bit of redness in her skin, which is kind of in her décolleté area. And so remember, I mentioned that is if you tend to have some ruddiness in your skin, most likely it's going to go more toward the warmer than it is any one of the, well, it can be in all palettes. I did say that. But many times if I'm kind of on that that cusp of, is she cool, is she warm, but she has that ruddiness. It tends to go into the warmer kind of tones. So that's where we came with this. And she really came with the sunset all across the board. And when we came to that conclusion with her, she was really happy. And we started looking at the colors in those tones. So again, I want you to go back to when I talked about dark circles will diminish, your skin becomes very smooth, very flawless. There's a blotchiness that disappears. There are highlights in your hair become more evident. The color of your eyes pop. And this is the point when you define your color time, there is this beautiful harmony with you and the color, and it just feels so good. I want you to remember also, oh, I forgot, before I go into that, is I wanted you to see, these were some other clients that I had posted here. So this is the gal who is in Sunrise. You can see she's in this bright pink or excuse pink, what am I talking about? White and it just really lights up her skin. You can just see that. Then that is Prodnia. Then there's Teresa. And we have her in some signature colors. We're going to get back to that. But women who can wear, and I'm going to pull out this color in the sunset. It's the amber yellow, the honey gold. You have to be your color time has to be sunset for you to look just amazing in that color. And as you can see, Teresa she just radiates in that color. And then the red, it was a little bit more of an orangey red, which is what the sunset is. You go into, you're not going to see that the orangey red per se in the sunset, but it's the ginger, it's the cayenne, but you can see that it's a little bit more of an orangey red. Suzanne here in this beautiful, beautiful camel. I'm going to just share with you when her and I worked in person. Well, actually, no, we weren't in person. When we did this, she did gravitate toward the sunrise colors. And I had her showing her eyes, and we can't see her eyes here, but they were very, very warm. Her hair was very, very warm. And as I showed her the objectivity of it, I'm going to tell you, she was a little bit disappointed, and she knew it. And, as I told her, I wanted her to love the colors, but she was so warm. But this is what happened is we actually did shop in person, and I started pulling her sunset colors. And when she put those colors on and she started seeing herself in a new light, she lit up. She just radiated when we put the colors on her. And so, you may, and I have to say, it's a very, very small percentage of women that I tend to work with that are so far on one end or the other, but she was such a strong sunset. And this is what happens also is the fashion industry, at one time, used to be very, very strong sunrise colors. I'm finding over the last 5 to 10 years, you're seeing a lot of warmth in the fashion industry. And so that is helping those women who are sunsets. And then we have Chris down in the corner, and she is just the most beautiful sunlight color. And you can see in these pictures, she has a softer persona about her, a softer personality. It's not to say that she's not a powerful woman, because she is, but as you can see, there is just such a beautiful harmony. And so I wanted you to see this harmony when you get in your right colors. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It is truly the colors that make you come alive. So I just wanted to remind you that you not only have your color palette, your color time palette, but you have your crossover colors to work with. And whether you use them as a lot of your primary colors, or you use them as your neutrals and really pull in your color time colors as your accents, I want you to enjoy both palettes. I will see you on the next training where we will be defining your signature colors.